Hello everyone, my name is Addie and I'll just be taking you through about a 45-minute totally easy yoga practice today. So really just use this practice to take the time and tune into your breath and into our bodies. We really just want to get feeling good, so I hope you all enjoy.
Let's begin in a comfortable seated position, bringing our attention to our posture. Maybe we take a big roll in our shoulders, setting them down and back along our spine. Our chest nice and open. Grounding ourselves down through our sits bones, feeling the earth below us. As we breathe in that fresh air, that good oxygen, focusing on the inhale and the exhale, beginning to lengthen out our breaths, just feeling that air flow through us, beginning to energize our bodies. Let's go ahead and let all of our air go, pressing it out. And on the next inhale, reaching both hands up towards the sky. Exhaling, palms press into one another, meeting at heart center. Inhale and rise. Exhale and cactus the elbows down to 90 degrees at either side. Reaching up and meeting right back at heart center. Inhale and reach. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale and up, meeting at heart center. Go ahead and continue with this flow, moving with your own breath. No need to move at the exact speed as me. Follow your own body, your own inhale and exhale. Pressing the palms together with a little more force each time you bring them down to heart center, and pulling the shoulders strong along the back as we cactus the arms. We'll go ahead and meet at heart center, bringing our palms down to meet our knees and dropping our chin towards our chest, then on over to one side. Go ahead and roll through the other side, just taking the time to stretch out our neck here. Feel free to roll out to either side, just flowing out. Maybe you spend a little more time on one side or one spot if you feel a great stretch there. Go ahead and take a few more, then we'll go ahead and find ourselves towards center, rounding our shoulders down, pulling our ears right in between our shoulders. And as we inhale, opening up our chest, reversing the stretch. Go ahead and flow back and forth here, just rounding and opening up. Taking those big rolls in the shoulder as we switch positions. Inhaling forward. And exhaling, pressing the air as we round out through our back. Take one more forward. We're going to begin to take this in a circle, so pressing on over to one side. Through the back. On over to the other, and through the center. We'll begin to bring this into a circle, so moving slowly, connecting the positions here into one fluid movement. Just moving with our bodies and with our breath, coordinating the movement to our inhale and our exhale. Inhaling as we open up in the front half of the circle. And exhaling as we press back in the back half of the circle. And we'll go ahead and switch directions, so slowing down and switching on over. Pressing through each side first, then beginning to connect the movements flowing out. Moving with intention here, really pressing into each edge of the movement. Taking a few more circles here. Just taking this time to warm up our bodies. Feel the breath move in and out. And next time we're forward, we'll go ahead and stay there and sit up nice and tall. Take a big roll in the shoulders and let all that air go. Our next inhale brings both hands up towards the ceiling, dropping our right hand down to the mat, reaching on open, big stretch through the left side body. We'll find our way through center, reach up and down to the other side. And through center, we'll switch off a couple more times here, so move at your own pace. If you're a little more flexible, you can begin to bend into the elbow a little more. Maybe you drop the elbow all the way down to get a big stretch. Really trying to rotate our chest open towards the ceiling as much as we can. This time, reach up in center, and we're going to bring our hands in a clasp behind our back. Exhaling once again and pressing our chest forward. As we inhale, we'll release, and the palms will come to touch in front of us, drawing our ears down between our shoulders, rounding out. Inhale and open. Exhale and take that clasp. And open. Switching, rounding forward, pressing the palms in towards one another. Open up. And exhale, press the chest forward, take your little back bend. We'll go ahead and come forward one more time, rounding out. And dropping our hands down towards the floor in front of us, taking a big forward fold. We're going to go ahead and walk our hands over towards the right side of our mat. And through center to the left. And we're going to go ahead and switch out side to side and begin flowing. So we'll find our way to the right and then on over to the left. So find your own pace here that works for you. You can develop a bit of a swinging motion with the arms. Each time you find yourself at one side, we'll come a little bit deeper. And maybe we begin to open up to that big side body stretch, rolling the shoulder open, sending our gaze up high. Exhaling as we find our way through center and on over to the other side. Continue here, doing what feels good to your body. Maybe even close your eyes and just feel the movement happening. Go ahead and take one more each side, then finding our way right back through center, reaching out in front. As we inhale, rolling up just a little, and as we exhale, creeping our hands down further. Inhale and roll up a little. Exhale and reach out. Go ahead and take a few more of these, just rolling up and then reaching out a little further, allowing your body just to fold down. Allow gravity to do the work. One more here, roll up. And exhale, folding forward. We're going to go ahead and interlace our fingers and press our palms out away from us. Inhale lifts us all the way up to seated. Sending our gaze up high and pressing through our palms. Get a little more stretch. Pulling our shoulders down along our back. Inhale and press up. Exhale and shoulders down. One more up. And as we exhale this time, rounding forward, pressing the fingers out. Inhale and lift. Exhale and round forward. Holding here, pressing a little bit more. And we'll gently release the hands, bring ourselves right back towards seated, taking a big roll in the shoulders. One more here. Deep breath in and roll up. Exhaling down. We're going to go ahead and take a twist on over to one side. Engaging through our navel, pulling our belly button into spine, and that's where the twist begins. We'll go ahead and release and switch sides, elongating through the spine and then twisting. And switch. And switch. As we release this side, we'll go ahead and just shake it out side to side. Get a little bit silly here. Just allowing our hands to hang freely, our arms just to sway. Maybe we get our head and neck into a little bit. Eventually dropping our hands down to the floor, and we can roll over our knees, finding ourselves in a tabletop position, however it's comfortable to get there for you. So holding our core nice and engaged, our back stays flat here. Shoulders coming right over the wrists and hips right over the knees. Just taking this time to really settle into our foundation here. We'll go ahead and take our hands a little bit wide of our mat, and we'll begin to take some shoulder circles. So if you guys haven't done these before, they might feel a little weird at first, but I promise they're awesome. Really focus on pulling those shoulder blades together as you roll through the bottom of the circle. It's going to be a very therapeutic movement, awesome for our bodies. So next time we come low, go ahead and stay in that position. Holding here. And we'll go ahead and press into one hand, shift our weight on over to one side. We're just going to move through center side to side. So go ahead and switch sides, extending the other. And switch. Dipping down in the middle, big stretch across the shoulders and the chest. Through the upper back, switching out side to side. You can even begin to bring these into circles if you like. So you can dip all the way through center and then come through the middle portion. Rounding through the back if that feels good. Just moving how it feels good to you. If you're taking circles, go ahead and switch directions here. Even it out, going the other way, really dipping down into the shoulders, moving with intention here, pressing into the stretch. Just a few more here. We'll go ahead and find ourselves at the bottom of the circle, and we're going to reverse here. So we're coming back towards our hips and then up through center, rounding forward. Just a few here. Go ahead and take one more, then finding ourselves at the tabletop position, bringing our back to being flat here, holding our core nice and engaged. And we'll go ahead and take some traditional cat-cow. So dropping our belly down towards the mat, inhaling, sending our gaze high, looking up. Exhale and round. Press all that air out as you round your back up towards the ceiling. Inhale and up. And round. Go ahead and flow through these at your own pace here. Just warming up through our spine. We'll go ahead and meet back in tabletop and then send our hips back towards our heels for a child's pose. Pressing through our palms, activating the stretch. We'll go ahead and walk our hands on over to the left side. Through center to the right. Go ahead and find your way right back to center. We're going to find ourselves in a puppy pose here. So beginning to walk our hands out forward. With puppy pose is very similar to child's pose, but our hips come right over our knees, so our forehead can be down towards the mat. Or if you're a little more open through your chest and your shoulders, you can press your chin and your chest down towards the mat for more of a heart opener. Breathing deeply here. This is a big stretch. Begin to press into the hands, activate enough so that we can lift our chest a little and find our child's pose once again, just sending our hips back towards our heels. We're going to wrap our hands around our bodies, grabbing for our heels now. So we're creating a little bit of a ball, coming into a counter stretch. So you can either choose to stay here, wrapping your forehead in as close as you can towards your knees, or you can lift your hips high, feeling the stretch along your upper back, right in between your shoulder blades. One more deep breath in, and as you release, slowly drop your hips right back down towards your heels. Release the hands forward, coming through your tabletop position here. We'll go ahead and plant our left hand and reach our right hand up, taking a big twist, some circles in the shoulder. Maybe you release it behind your back for a half bind. And gently bringing the right hand down. We'll switch sides. Left arm reaches up, taking some big circles. Maybe you take it for a half bind. And coming right back through center as we plant the left hand. Let's go ahead and tuck our toes and center our hips high for our first down dog of class today. So really just taking this time to walk out side to side, bending into one knee and then the other. Finding that nice L shape with our body, pressing through our shoulders, our hips pulling us up towards the ceiling. So go ahead and take a deep breath in, rise high on our toes, and on the exhale, our heels come down a little closer. Inhale and lift. Heels come down. And lift. Always take note that you can bend into your knees as much as you need to here. And lift. And exhale. Let's go ahead and bend into both knees a little bit more. We'll lift the gaze towards our hands, and as we exhale, press our chest down towards the mat. Inhale and gaze towards the hands. Exhale and chest comes down, big opener through the shoulders. Take a few more here, just inhaling, lifting a little, and exhaling, bending into the knees, pressing our chest towards our thighs. Let's step our feet up about halfway, so we're in a bit of a baby down dog here. And rock forward and back a little bit here, big stretch through the hamstrings. Bending deeply into our knees, maybe you take a couple more steps up. Rocking forward and back, big bend in the knees, stretch out here. And stepping your feet all the way up to meet our hands, so we can grab opposite elbows with each hand. Take a ragdoll here, just hang. Allow your knees to bend so that your chest is resting on your thighs. Just allow your head and neck to hang long. Go ahead and drop our hands down towards the mat and then to the outside of the left foot. If you have the flexibility and would like to straighten out your knees a little more, go for it. We'll go ahead and walk on over to the other side. And just allow your hands to hang long. We're going to ragdoll and shake it out side to side. Eventually finding our way right back at center. We'll go ahead and take a gorilla pose here. So the tops of our hands lay flat down on the mat, our fingertips towards the toes as we begin to walk our hands under our feet. So our toes may reach all the way up to our wrists, and maybe you lean a little forward and a little bit back. Maybe your heels even lift off the mat a little bit. You can give the undersides of your wrists a little bit of attention, a little massage here. Maybe you bend into one knee and then the other. We'll go ahead and gently release the hands. Taking a big fold here. Planting the hands, we'll go ahead and step the left leg back, finding a little lunge. And go ahead and rock back and forth a little bit here. Just easing ourselves into the stretch. Bringing those rocks more into the front leg, so beginning to extend a little more through that front knee. One more here, then go ahead and step the left foot up to meet the right. And we'll switch sides. This time the right foot will step back, finding our lunge, rocking out. Bringing those rocks more into the front leg, getting a big stretch here. One more, then we'll go ahead and step the right foot up to meet the left. Take a forward fold. Exhale and fold a little further. We'll go ahead and toe heel our feet out wide so we can sink our hips down, finding Malasana Yogi Squat. Our hands come into heart center, pressing the knees wide open to both sides. If this doesn't feel comfortable for you, maybe you would take a block or stack up some books under your seat just to come a little bit higher. You might also be high on your toes. Don't worry about it as long as you're feeling a stretch through the hips. If you like, you can reach your hands out forward and take a big round through your back. Inhale and lift. And exhale, bring our left hand down to the mat. Our right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Switching sides, opening up to one side and the other. Go ahead and switch off a few times. And this third time, if you'd like to take a half bind or a full bind, go for it. It's a really big stretch here. So don't be discouraged if you don't get it your first try. Just keep practicing Malasana, it will come. Go ahead and find ourselves right back in the center, planting our hands and step or hop back. Find a plank, exhaling, meeting in our down dog. Step it out a few times before we roll it all the way forward, dropping ourselves flat down onto the mat. Our forehead comes down and our hands come right under our shoulders, creating some big rolls in the shoulders up towards the ears and down along the spine. With every roll, we're beginning to lift our head and our chest a little bit more, working towards a cobra. So once we find our way all the way to the top or edge of our flexibility here, go ahead and stop the circles and just press into the stretch. Our gaze continues to be sent right out in front of us. So we exhale, lowering down. Inhale and pressing up right back to our cobra. And release, rolling down. Lifting up, inhale to our cobra. As we exhale this time, we'll go ahead and reach our left hand out in front of us. Our right leg curls behind us, and we'll begin to reach the right hand towards the right foot, taking a big quad stretch here. If you'd like to come further, go ahead and prop your chest up a little higher with the left hand and begin to press the foot into the right hand, so we're lifting our chest even more. Pressing with that foot into the hand. Maybe there becomes enough tension there that you can release your left hand high. Lift up. And exhale, release. We'll go ahead and do the same on the other side. So go ahead and prop yourself up a little bit with that right hand. Give yourself a big quad stretch on the left side. And begin to press the foot into the hand, lifting your chest a little more. And maybe the pressure between the foot and the left hand becomes enough that you can lift your right hand off the mat. Lifting up, engaging through the glutes and the lower back, pressing up. And exhale, release all the way down. As we lift up, we'll take it on the right side. Let all the air go, and as you inhale, find your variation here, whatever it means to you. Exhale and release. And inhale, switch sides. Exhale, release. And inhale, switch sides. Let's go ahead and switch one more time on the left side. Lift up and release all the way down. The hands come right under the shoulders. And inhale, roll up, finding a cobra here. Exhale, release. This time we'll go ahead and bend both feet. Or both knees, reaching our hands around the outsides of the feet, and on the inhale, lifting the chest, finding bow pose on the floor here, pressing the feet into the hands. Don't worry about it if your knees don't lift, just focusing on lifting with the chest. Pressing, lifting. And exhale as we slowly begin to release the pressure from the foot to the hand, finding ourselves down. Gently release the feet. And we'll go ahead and switch our grip. So bring our hands to the insides of the feet. This will get a bit of a bigger stretch on the shoulder. So as we lift up this time, feel that stretch. Really press the feet back into the hands. Lifting, deep breath in, press the chest and the heart forward. Exhale and release. Releasing the feet this time. Bringing the hands right under the shoulders. And inhaling as we rolling up, find our cobra. Maybe this time we bend at the knees, drawing our feet up towards the back of our head. Exhale and release. If you're a little more flexible, maybe you press your toes towards your forehead. No worries here. you're a little far from that, I like to offer some variations for my more flexible yogis. One more time. And gently releasing, bending at the hips, and taking our hips back towards our heels in a wide knee child's pose here, resting down. We'll go ahead and lift our chest a little so we can weave our left arm under our right shoulder, allowing our left ear to come on down to the mat. Go ahead and take a deep breath in as we lift slightly, just enough so that we can switch sides and allow our right ear to come down as our right arm passes under our left. On our next inhale, let's find ourselves right back at center. Deep breath in, and exhale, press the floor away with the palms. Let's go ahead and roll all the way through our tabletop, tucking our toes, finding down dog. And go ahead and take a little walk or hop the feet up to the hands. Bending deeply into our knees, our hips come towards our heels, forming a little ball here. Maybe you release your hands if the flexibility in your ankles is feeling good. We're going to drop our seat on down to our mat, taking a couple rock and rolls here, just holding around the tops of our knees. Next time we come up, let's see if we can find some balance there. Finding length through our spine, flattening out our back, pulling our shoulders back, trying not to round in. We're going to pull our right knee under our chest, allow our left to go long, and switch, getting a little bit of core stabilization work here. And switch. And switch. This time we'll go ahead and drop down so our right leg's extended, our left is bent. We'll take a big twist on over to the right side. If you'd like to take a bind here, maybe you clasp the hands behind your back. Gently releasing the twist and finding our way back to center, lifting up off the floor as we switch sides for a brief moment here and go ahead and set that leg down, taking the twist on over to the other side. Again, maybe you take that option for a bind. And let's go ahead and gently release. Both legs come out long in front. Shake them out a little bit if that feels good. Deep breath in and reach up. Hands coming behind us, opening up our chest, taking a little bit of a seated back bend here. Inhale and reach up. And exhale, taking that back bend a little bit deeper. Inhale and reach. This time as we exhale, we'll find ourselves lowering forward, folding over our legs. Take some deep breaths in here. With every exhale, allowing ourselves to let go a little more, breathing into those tight places in our legs. If you can reach for your toes, go ahead and give your feet a little massage here, just pressing along the tops of your feet, rounding your toes, curling them in. And then pulling along the backs of them, getting a big stretch, a big flex. Go ahead and inhale, lift up just halfway. And exhale, rounding out again. We'll Slowly begin to release and sit up nice and tall. Holding around our toes, beginning to walk our heels in, allowing our knees to come out to either side. See if we can find a little bit of balance here. So just leaning back a little bit, keeping that nice flat line in the back. Let's go ahead and drop our feet down on the ground right where they are. Go ahead and press on out to one side and over to the other. Just pressing our rib cage to the right and to the left a few times. Take a deep breath in to center. As we exhale, folding over forward. Take a deep breath in and rise up just halfway. Exhale as we fold forward. Maybe we grab around the backs of our feet to pull ourselves a little bit closer. As we inhale, roll all the way up. Begin to find that balance again, pulling our heels in close. Maybe you extend the left leg or the right leg, switch it off a few times if you'd like. Or maybe you extend both here and see if we can hold. If you get a little bit shaky, that's all good. Just means your body's doing work. And we'll gently begin to release the legs out in a straddle. Getting ourselves comfortable here. Maybe we rock it out a little side to side. Next inhale, we sweep both hands up towards the ceiling. And exhale, bringing them behind us for a bit of a back bend here, just like we did with the legs extended in front of us. Let's go ahead and round and scoop our pelvis under. Inhale and press our hips back, our chest open. So as we exhale, completely round, scooping the hips. Inhale and open up. One more and round. This time if you'd like to come a little further when we open up, maybe we press through the heels, lift the hips high. Exhale, release the hips down and round. Inhale, lift up. And release. So if that was enough stretch for you, go ahead and stay there with your hands behind you. Otherwise, we can begin to bring our hands forward and just gently rock it out side to side. Ease into the stretch a little bit. Just come to your edge here. If you're rocking out, go ahead and find yourself in a neutral position here and breathe into the stretch. We're going to gently walk our hands a little over to the left side. And through center to the right. Let's gently find our way back to the center, sitting up nice and tall. We'll bring our left hand to the outside of our left leg and open up just like we did in the beginning of class here. Let's go ahead and switch sides on over to the right. And to the left. And to the right, last one here. Inhale as we find center, and we'll go ahead and bend that right foot in. So bending at the right knee, reaching the hands up, and we're going to fold over the left leg. Exhale and release. Inhale, we'll just lift up halfway here, just enough to find a nice flat back. And exhale, fold down, a little deeper stretch. As we rise up this time, we'll go ahead and take our right hand to the outside of our right hip, pressing our hips up nice and high, extending through the left arm. Exhale, dropping the hips, reaching the hands up tall. And exhale, folding over that left leg. We'll go ahead and flow out a few times here. So moving with our body, sweeping the arms across center, pressing the hips high. And releasing down, folding over that left leg. One more time here, opening up, pressing the hips a little bit further, sending the gaze tall, and folding down. Let's go ahead and switch sides now. So our right leg will extend. We'll inhale, both hands up, and exhale, fold on over that right leg. Inhale and halfway lift and fold. Go ahead and reach both hands all the way up, and left hand plants outside the left hip, sending the hips higher. Gaze goes high. Big opening through the front body. And sweeping through center, take that fold over the right leg. Sweeping all the way through center and lifting. Just go ahead and flow out from the fold to the extension here, moving with your body. Make it yours. All right, let's find our way back at center, pulling both feet into touch. Inhale as we take a big back bend here, gaze going up. And exhale as we bring our feet wide on the mat. We'll hold around the fronts of our knees and inhale, opening up again. Exhaling is rounding back. Maybe your heels lift a little bit off the mat. That's totally okay. Flowing forward and open. And exhale and rounding. Forward and open. And this time as we round back, pull a little more on the knees. And we're gently going to release the knees so we can lower ourselves all the way onto our backs. Just settling out nice and long here. Maybe we tuck our shoulders a little bit under. Let's go ahead and pull our right knee into our chest, interlacing our fingers right under the knee. And we'll begin to take some big circles in the hip here. Gently pulling our knee all the way across the left side of our body. Our arms go long to either side, palms face down. Really drawing both shoulders down to the mat, getting a big twist along the lower back here. Gently return to center, pull both knees in, and then switch on over to the left side, taking those circles again. Gently releasing that knee all the way over to the opposite side of the body, taking the twist on this side. The next inhale brings us back to center. Both knees gently pulling into the chest. Give them a big hug in, and then allow the feet to go up towards the ceiling. It's holding here. So option 1 is to stay here. Just get the nice restorative benefits of a legs up the wall pose. Or if you like, we can find ourselves in a plow pose by taking our feet all the way up behind us. Now I urge you not to be turning your head and looking at the screen when you're doing this, so feel free to take a look at me and then get back to it on your own time. And option 3 would be to take a deaf man's pose here. So bringing our hands to support our lower back from plow pose, bending our knees and towards our forehead or our ears, and lifting our feet off the mat. Wherever you are, we'll slowly find our way back to our legs up the wall pose, or just feet towards the ceiling. And we'll begin to roll out our ankles a little bit, give them some love. And go ahead and pull your knees to either side of your body, holding onto your feet. If you like, you can draw your toes up towards your forehead and find a little ball here as much as you can. Big stretch. And as we release, finding ourselves in a happy baby pose. So grabbing around either our ankles or our toes or the insides of our feet. Maybe we rock out gently side to side if that feels good on your back. Drawing our knees down strong to either side, our shoulders down. If you're taking rocks, let's go ahead and find ourselves right at neutral in the center here and take a deep breath in. As we exhale, taking note of where our spine is and trying to pull it as flat as we can against the mat below us. Drawing our lower back down, our tailbone. Gently drawing our feet in towards one another and releasing our knees towards our chest. We'll take a deep breath in, squeezing our body in as tight as we can, forehead towards the knees. And exhaling, finding ourselves long, setting up for a final Shavasana. Taking any final adjustments you may need to get yourself comfortable here. Allowing our feet to fall out naturally to either side. Our inhale and our exhale to become natural. We aren't trying to do anything to speed it up or slow it down anymore. Just allowing ourselves to be here in the moment. Feel free to stay here as long as you like to absorb all those good benefits of our practice today. I'd like to thank you for having me lead you in this practice, and I hope you enjoyed. Namaste.